everyone, it's Jean from the Inky Owl Studio. Welcome to my channel. Before we get into today's project, which is going to be fabric tabs that you do not have to sew. And I've got two different ways of doing that. And so before we do that, please indulge me for a minute or two, because I have to say thank you, a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart to all the people who have responded to Dawn's video and come over to say hello to me on my channel. I've just kind of, been doing the happy dance for a long since she put out the video, and it's if you don't know who Dawn is, she's from the Book Vandal shop, and I'm going to put her link down below. You must go and check her channel out. She does beautiful journals and great tutorials, but she's also doing this very generous and kind thing for the crafting community. She is featuring every so often on a Friday, she's featuring a crafter or a creator on YouTube who has had low number of subbies only because it's really hard to break into the algorithm of YouTube. And there are so many talented, and I myself have come across them myself, so many talented crafters out there. But if it's just kind of a tricky thing to even get started, in it. And if you don't have a high number of traffic, then YouTube doesn't even know you're there. So she is just extending this wonderful helping hand. So please check her out and please support her feature Fridays when she does them. I know that I plan to, and I'm so excited about this, that she's doing this for our community. And thank you for the lovely, wonderful, warm, and sweet comments that I have received. And oh, it has so encouraged me. And I'm anxious to spread the same encouragement to other crafters, because I know that this can be really hard in the beginning. But anyways, I just wanted to pause and say that. And, I'm really kind of speechless, really. I just can't stop saying thank you enough. But I think I better. Let's get into today's project today. I saw on Diane H's channel, and I'm going to put her link down below too, but she did these sewing fabric, lace tabs is what she did. And she'll tell you where she got the idea, but anyways, you just basically do a snippet where you just pile lace, and then you sew it on, and then you're going to cut off a hunk about like this and fold it over like so, and then you're going to glue it to your page like this. It's so cute, not cute. And then you're going to when you close the book up, then you can see it hanging out like this little tattered thing. And I really liked this idea, but I thought to myself, well, I know there's a lot of people that do not have sewing machines, and it's kind of discouraging. And you do not have to buy a sewing machine to make junk journals, that's for sure. It's something fun. I enjoy doing it. But I want to show you a way that I came up with that I think is fairly easy and quick to do the same thing, only you're going to be working with glue. And this is the next journal I'm working on right now, is this Cat Come to Stay, and it's a cat themed journal. And I'll take a second just to show you some of these beautiful graphics, and these come from Calico Collage. And I am going to put her link down below too, but it's just wonderful. It's shabby chic, and she just has a wonderful eye for colors, and the graphics are really clear and clean. So this is the book I'm working in, and what I'm going to make these tabs to go for. So first of all, I just I got a piece of fabric. And you need to, get your fabric strip to begin with. And, it's fairly easy. Most people know that you can just come in and clip it here. And so this is about a couple inches wide. And just tear it off, and then it has this wonderful raggedy-taggedy end to it. I just love that look. And now what I did was I got my fabric glue. And not, excuse me, let me back up, got glitter glue. And I am, now this is a step that you probably don't have to do, but I am putting a piece of lace kind of wide and, you know, a thin, and this is common lace. It's inexpensive. You can get it at most fabric stores. I'm going to glue on this piece of lace because when I fold over my tab, I would like to see a little bit of lace on the other side. But you totally do not have to do this. You can just start gluing your clumps right here and then just have fabric on that side. So it's really kind of up to you. I'm using the glitter glue because the fabric tack, which I like a lot, and I do use it for most of my textiles, can sometimes be shiny when it dries. And because this lace is so thin, I just didn't want to take a chance of it coming through. So I just kind of do this. And I think the glitter glue will hold this fine. I've not tried glitter glue on thicker fabric or anything like that, so I don't really know how well that will hold. And I just put this down. Now, it's important to let this dry fully. I think, you know, 15 minutes probably for glitter glue might be enough time. Let it dry, because what you're going to do then is you're going to fold it over and you're going to iron this with a steam iron so that you end up with this. And if you're worried about the glue at all, you can just put down some, you know, parchment paper or wax paper or something, you can, or a pressing cloth between you and the iron, between this and the iron if you want to. And then you end up with a folded piece like this. Now the reason why I ironed it in half is because if I began to glue my snippets on, so let's take a snippet here, and I happen to get glue like here and not keep it on this half of it, then when I went to fold it, it would just all fold over. And glue, you know, glue can be messy, and I'm the queen of messy glue for sure. So I thought, well, we'll just iron this in half, and that way I do know that when I put on my snippet, this is going to be clear and from glue and be able to hang out on my page. So the other problem that I came across is that sometimes the glue can seep through to this side here, and then you end up with this thing glued shut. And, you know, we don't want that. So then I took a piece of, again, I took parchment paper, but you can use freezer paper, wax paper, you know, any product that is going to be a barrier between the two layers for the glue. And, oh, I thought I had my pin here. Well, here. You can take a clip, or you can take a pin. I'm sorry, I gotta get my pin. You can take pins and pin it down together like this so that it stays, you know, somewhat stable for you. Like this. Alrighty. Here. And now I use the Fabri-Tac. I like it for lots of stuff when it comes to textiles. And there's probably other products out there that would be just as good. You might have one on your shelf that's made for fabric. I would just recommend that it is made for fabric. And now you can start to glue it down. Now don't, you know, try not to go too overboard, although it's kind of hard sometimes with Fabri-Tac. And just smush it around. And we'll just put down our first layer. And you just you know, start building up the layers. Now because you're working with lace, the glue is going to seep through from the bottom up. So each piece that goes down probably needs, you know, less glue. But that's not so big of a deal. You'll figure that out. You're smart people. So let's just continue building this up. I'm already getting glue all over everything. I try to get different shades of lace on here, and if I have a piece that I feel is kind of blendy, I put in a little bit of distress ink. I'm like, this was originally white, and I've already distressed it somewhat, but I just go in and sort of nick it around a little bit, nick the edges, so that I have a little bit of variety of shades in my lace. And then each one, you know, pops out a little bit. So let's just go ahead and glue this one on, like so. Just like that. And so then you make your little piles, you know, as you go down here. Now, do not worry that each tab has to be the exact same width. Really, that is just too time consuming. Plus, I really do believe that a little irregularity is actually quite attractive when you're talking about something that's shabby chic. And then I would allow this then to fully dry before I cut it. I'm going to just cut it now for demonstration, but you know, if you had like a whole bunch of these piles, it'd be really easy to disturb them when they're wet. So there's your little tab, and then here's one that I glued, you know, the other day. I glued this up. So now what you're ready to do is just, you know, put it in your page and glue it to your page. And you got this really cute little tabs with little stuff hanging out, and then the beauty is you can, if you think, oh, I would like more, you know, this not hanging out enough, I want more up there, you can glue and add more to it, you can build on it or whatever. So that is how you can do this lovely snippet tabs with glue. Now the second way of using fabric in tabs without sewing, and actually doesn't require hardly any glue either, and that is to take, now you can take a punch. Sometimes your digital kit will actually have tabs that you can cut out by hand. You know, however, you get your punch, or you can just like make your own little tab. But I use this as a Stampin' Up! Punch, and I doubt they make it because I got this a long time ago. But I went and punched out a piece of decorative paper. Here she is, a piece of decorative paper here. And it's kind of thin, so I always like to back up, you know, if I'm doing tabs, I like it to be kind of heavy. So I just then cut out a piece of cardstock. And this way, you know, it's heavy enough to help with the stress of it being used. And then I just quickly glue it on like this. And so it does not matter what color your cardstock is. So this is an excellent time to start using up all those scrappy pieces, little scrappy pieces, and of cardstock and your decorative papers. This is a good time to use that up. So I would recommend letting it fully dry, mainly because we're going to be punching holes in it, and you don't want it, you know, you'll start chewing the hole punch. I don't feel cuts as clean on wet glue as it does on dry glue. So here is my hole puncher. Now I fold it in half, of course, like so. And I put a little hole in it in the middle. And the thing that I want to be careful of is to make sure that I have, you know, at least not be really close to the edge here, but to kind of leave some little room between the hole and the edge of your tab. And then I take a piece of cloth, or you can take scraps you've got in your pile or whatever, and we'll just do what we did with the other one. We're just going to rip it up, and it's now this ripping works the best. Excuse me. This ripping works the best with cotton fabric. Doesn't work quite as well with if there's a high amount of synthetic. I mean, it does and it doesn't, but the cotton really does tear pretty straight. Then we're going to take a little piece, probably about this much, and put it through the little hole. So you can probably see where I'm going with this. Give it a couple of little ties, like so. Oops, I feel kind of thummy today. Probably shouldn't have had that second cup of coffee, huh? Alrighty. I'm sorry. Should have had one of these done ahead of time. So anyways, you give it a tie, and probably should do a knot just to make sure it stays in there. Or you can put a little glue to make sure the knot is secure. And trim it off where you like it. And now you have this little tab. We have some cloth now sticking out of our book like that. Oh, cute. Now I know a lot of people put charms, on tabs and things like that. And I'm sure somebody has done this before. I'm positive. I mean, this is too simple of a trick not to have been done before, and I don't know who that would be. But anyways, that is a great little way to add fabric without sewing to your journal. So that is the end of that. Thank you so much for viewing. I appreciate you being here. And like I say, I am so thankful for every comment. If you do not know what video I am referring to and would like to go over there and look, I'm going to post that reference, that link down below in the description box as well. Excuse me. So I am going to, in the next week, be working on this cat-themed book, altered book actually. And I hope you come along and see, some of the other pieces of ephemera I'm going to be putting into here. I'm just going to do some, process videos and such. And I hope to see you around again. Thanks so much. You have a crafty day. Bye.